in these moments. Like I said, if when we are becoming old, we have not enjoyed our youthful years, then when shall we see rest as a people? In the early 60s and 70s, we were detribalized. The tribalism was amongst politicians. But as ordinary human beings, it was politicians and the political parties that were forming themselves according to tribes, Nepu and all the rest of them. But that time with the ordinary men, the Hausa man and others, when they met in England, they were Nigerians. They protected themselves. They defended themselves. When they met in America, they were Nigerians. They protected themselves. They defended themselves. Why is that? As we are supposed to be getting older and getting more mature, we are getting older and getting more divisive. There is something wrong with the present generation of leaders that the whole country needs to readdress. So the first thing I think we need to do is that, can we ask the older leaders to step aside? Let them allow a younger generation to take over. As far as I'm concerned, anybody that is above 60 should step aside and allow a younger generation to take over and lead us with youthful dreams. Because the youths are more fanciful in their dreams. They want to do for us a new Mecca here. They want to do a new London here. They dream about ice cream. They will provide ice cream for us instead of eating kose de doya every day. Tuwo shinkafa. Miyan kuka. No. They want to take tomato. Shawarma. Let them introduce the shawarma generation. Let them build shawarma factories for us. They like fashion. They will build clothing this thing for us. Let them bring their dream. These old men don't know those things. Let them step aside, I beg you. Number 2, in my own view, can Nigeria recede again and let the different factions sign to a new bond of unity, a new bond of peace agreement under new conditions? It will appease the IBOP crisis. It will appease the Southern Kaduna man too. It will appease the Fulanis. Look, some of you, don't be deceived. There is a friction coming between the Fulanis and Hausas too. They are beginning to separate themselves. We live in the north. We know ourselves. And we can see it clearly that everybody is trying to stand on his own. Don't forget, before the Fulanis came, the Hausa man was an independent man with a culture. He lost his culture historically as a result of jihad, and they are mixing with the Shua Arabs. And that is why the Kanem Borno Empire still has the signature of its culture, even though it is Islamic. All of us are educated. We went to school. We grew with the Kanem Borno people. We know them. We marry them as wives. So we know their culture. They have always been a proud, independent people. Now, can we allow all of us come back again? And let me recognize your identity as an individual. You recognize my identity. Only make rules that will make sure your identity does not destroy my own liberty. And my liberty does not destroy your own. And you are free to practice what you want to practice, as long as what you practice does not destroy what I want to practice. Let's make rules to help us understand each other's aspirations as a people. It will stop people fighting for new countries, fighting for new states. We need leadership that are progressive at 60 now. That will take us to the land of our dreams. Not this political thing, winners take all. Not people taking advantage of your problems to destroy you and have an advantage over you. But people who will help you in your problems, bring you out, and then still struggle on a level ground to prove that they qualify to lead you, so that you will willingly submit to them because you see their qualities. Look, if we allow the real humanity that God created and blessed with gifts to speak and to lead us, there will be a new Nigeria. At the end of it all, let's allow God take over. After all has been said and done, except God changes us from inside, whatever we do outside will not work. Man has to change from inside, even if he doesn't have God.
So what is your message to the Nigerian youth if you want the government?
Nigerian youth should show more maturity now, and they should become bolder and take over. They are still being childish. Forgive my choice of language. And the reason why they are being childish is that the older generation has not allowed them to express themselves. The older generation is still seeing them as babies, and they themselves are accepting their positions. They should not. They should revolt. Can they bring their ideas? Let them start a revolution. Like I taught them that today. That was what I was teaching today. Let them start a revolution, bring in new ideas, new ways of doing things that will force the older generation to copy them. For example, the fashion change. Have you not seen older people copying the fashion of the youths? Even old mamas now dress like these young girls, with real beautiful fashion. They don't wear those drab dresses anymore. They are not the ones that brought that fashion sense. It's a younger generation. It is with the younger generation that a nation evolves. Go and look at all the revolutions. They were carried out by young people, not old people. So I want to use that to encourage the young ones. Start a revolution. The government will forgive me. They have my blessings. I'm talking about the younger ones. So start a revolution in Nigeria.
A revolution seems to be something, a negative language in Nigeria.
Well, it's negative to those who have negative minds. Those who want to keep on oppressing Nigerians don't like revolution. But if you are a positive thinker, there is no progressive who thinks that does not think of a revolution. So the youth should start a revolution. If the government refuses them, they should resist the government. But a revolution must start. A new way of thinking. The youths must force the government to start doing things in new ways. Look at this NEPA disco thing they are arguing.